Kelvin, we wanted to go more. We started with the NBA, that ridiculous all-star setup, and Kevin Durant, rightfully so, saying it's terrible. And we talked about the commissioner, who I think has just done a really bad job making. I get you like soccer or whatever. I guess he plays soccer. I have no idea, but to make this about the NBA and the soccer is bad. And then, which further tells the point about Adam Silver, is what? The NBA Cup is about to tip off, and this is taken from soccer, right, where they have an in-season tournament.
Yep.
So this is, I guess he's looking across the pond and saying,
even the emeritus part of it, like the name of it and all that.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah.
I mean, listen, soccer, to its credit, is a behemoth in the world. Not here, but in the world. So that's the
when I was a
NFL
kid,
do it.
when I was a kid, all they told me about was soccer was going to be the big game in the United States. I'm talking about when I was 9 years old, I heard that.
Yeah.
And here we are, 51 years later.
No, they are, man. They are. It's, 2,488. They're right.
Okay.
They're going to be right. Listen, a dead clock is right at one point, at least, you know what I mean?
I think it's already, popular in the United States to a certain extent.
Yeah.
But it's just not going to replace.
It's not. I mean, football is the bohemian. But that leads to the larger conversation, Rob, a point I made earlier. I want to dive a little deeper into this NBA, what the issue is, why the ratings are down 48%, almost 50% in the last 12 years, 20% year over year from last year to this year. I think there's a multitude of things that are happening. Number one, I think the money is so high, it's hard for guys to grapple with. Like, you had to compete back in the day. You were making good money compared to the regular human, but you weren't making generational money. And it's completely different now. These guys, you can be a middling player and have making 35, 40 million a year. It's crazy. Also, I think a big challenge is these kids have been playing in AAU and games that technically don't matter. They're just showcasing their skills and all these elite this and elite that and all-star this, so that they've never really played in games that matter. They're playing in so many games where it's just about me showing you what I can do versus this matters. The whole neighborhood is on the line. You know what I mean? When you had to compete, they just kind of get used to it. And then they go to college, Rob, what they do? They didn't have to be Duke versus Michigan and North Carolina and UNLV and compete Kansas for 2, 3, 4 years. They're going in there for 6 months. And I'm only here for 6 months because I have to, because you want it done. I can't just go straight to the league. So they don't have those sense of rivalry, sense of competition, sense of fighting for it. And another point, and I think this may be the biggest, we have the stars of the league, our international stars, which in and of itself isn't wrong. However, Jokic, he loves basketball, but if you didn't know any better, you wouldn't know it. He never likes to talk about it, doesn't want to talk about it, loves talking about his horses, wants to go home, can't wait to leave America. And so you're losing the face of the league, the competitiveness of the league. You're losing the rivalries of the league when you have Luka, you have, like I said, Jokic, SGA, international. A lot of these guys, they're just there and they're really good, but they don't want the extra stuff. They don't want to be the statesman. They don't want to understand that, hey, this is a joint thing. I need you to be enjoying the league, competitive in the league, the face of the league, doing commercials for the league. We need you as much as you need this money. And I think we don't have that anymore. These guys kind of go home, come back. They play. I never could take anything away from Jokic, but they lost that star quality, that hunger. I want to speak up. I want to own this. I want to be the face of this. We don't have that. So now it's just a bunch of guys who are hooping, and some are pretty good and others aren't. And you lose track. You don't have rivalries. Guys are going to different teams.
But it's the AAU thing. That's
what I mean.
That has deteriorated the league. That has hurt the league, where people don't want to compete. We talk about it all the time. There used to be a time, and you know this, where you wanted to be the best player in the city of Detroit, right? You wanted to be the best. Yeah. Okay. That's not how they do it anymore. We're 3 or 4 best players all play on the same AAU
Let's
team.
all go to Sierra Canyon.
Then they win all the games. There's no competition, right? And they all play together or whatever. Who wants to play where you don't lose a game because your team is stacked? I don't even understand that.
And this is what I mean when I keep bringing up part of it's our fault. And by our, I mean sports debate shows, Twitter, social media.
I think you're giving us too big of a credit.
No, but hear me out. Just hear me out. Hear me out. Where we created the Kevin Durant. Oh, he's nice, but he ain't got no rings. LeBron, at the time, he don't have any rings, or he only has one. Kobe has 5. Jordan has 6. And everything became about the ring. So I'm not going to play because ultimately I'm a load manage because I'd be better off for the playoff chance. Hey, let me not man up and fight through. I'm going to go play with this guy and this team, even though I was up 3-1 against the Warriors. I'm going to go join the Warriors, Kevin Durant, because I want to go team because they're never going to say I'm good if I don't have a ring. We created this ring culture where guys, like, they're willing to sacrifice playing. I got to load manage. Men went in to go play with their quote-unquote rivals because I got to play. And so it used to be, man, you had to fight. Jordan had to earn it, right? Zeke had to earn it from the Celtics. The Lakers and Celtics battling it out. Like, and the 76ers in the middle of it, like, don't forget about us. You used to love seeing the Spurs, Lakers.
See, I don't think I'm going to disagree with you from this standpoint. Giannis. When Giannis lost in the playoffs, he could have gone to Miami, and everybody thought he didn't go that route. He didn't buy into that.
He's been threatening it lately.
No, but I'm talking about at that time, everybody said he was dumb to stay in Milwaukee, and guess what? He won a championship. Kawhi Leonard could have gone to the Lakers or the Clippers, okay? Both of them had money for him. They're both in L.A., his hometown. You could go join up with Anthony Davis and LeBron James, and he didn't go there. He picked the worst franchise to go to. And I'm just saying. I guess you're a great. Listen, I hear what you're saying, but you also have a vast majority of guys who are doing this, and it's creating. But it's not that many. It's not that many guys. It's really
you just had Kevin Durant, Kyrie, and James Harden all go team up to go play in Brooklyn. Then they go play over here together. And what I'm saying
you only got 4 or 5 guys you're mentioning. I think it's overblown that everybody's moving.
But these are star guys because these are the guys. Rob, these are the guys.
It's LeBron and 4 guys. I'm telling you, it's not the whole
What
league.
I'm saying is these are the. So who cares if a middling nice player goes play? I'm saying when you got LeBron, you got KD, you got Harden, you got Westbrook,
so how many championships has Harden got being on 6 teams? How many?
That's my point. Is that it's not working, but I'm saying they were trying to do this. I didn't say it was working. I'm saying this is what happened, and you lost rivalries. We all love watching the Warriors.
I think it's just that guys don't. I think guys don't want to compete, and that's where we are, and that's why I brought up the AAU. That's people who don't want to compete when you stack a team. And LeBron had something to do with that. There's no doubt in my mind, when he put together the team in Miami. And that's where you draw the white flag and you don't want to compete against people. We talk about it all the time. I know you guys don't want to hear about Michael Jordan, but go do some history. Go do some context about how bad the Chicago Bulls were. Michael Jordan didn't go and say, well, let me get Patrick Ewing and Isaiah Thomas. Let me go get this guy. No, he did not.
He fought his way
through it. And the first 7 years, he didn't win anything. And I was covering the NBA then, Kelvin, and you know what? They were saying Jordan's a great player, but he don't make nobody better. He'll never win. I heard all that stuff. I'm telling you. I heard it.
But I think things have magnified. And we talk about it. I know you don't like to believe it, but these guys listen to you. They listen to me. They listen to Twitter. A random Joe Blow who has 3 followers. They listen to social media. And they hear that you ain't this without a ring. You can't even say nothing. I mean, you ain't got a ring. I mean, you look at Charles Barkley, one of the greatest power forwards of all time. In the middle, he has a good point that Shaq doesn't like. What is Shaq? You ain't got no rings. I got 4 rings. You ain't got no rings. As if he wasn't.
That's weak. That's a crutch for Shaq.
But that's what I'm saying. And I know he always goes to it, and people do the same thing with KD. And now KD has rings where they say, those are Mickey Mouse rings. Them Steph rings. So
how did Steph rings when he was the MVP?
But that's what people, because listen, for once I can actually say you are being rational. And that's the problem. No people they just do that. So I want to get back to the competition. It starts early. It starts with these guys. Remember, you wanted to be the best team in LA. We want to go against them rivals, compete, and it was like a big thing to own New York City. You know that, to own Detroit, to own LA. Now they're going cities they don't even live in, far away, competing with them guys. Then they get to college. I already know them. What up? Yeah, I'm going to be here 6 months. How long you going to be? I'm going straight to the league too. Yeah. Let's get to the league. And now I walk right into NIL money. Now I walk right into the NBA. Worth, $25-30 million till I get the $300-400 bag. So it's hard, man, and it's gonna take them realizing, this is the last point I made earlier. This ain't in perpetuity. There's no guarantee that these crazy numbers you get are going to continue. Because if these streaming apps that paid all this money to the NBA don't get the money back, if this regular television or cable television starts to not get this money back, these deals that y'all have been getting for the last 15, 20 years will start receding. And it happens. I know it's hard to believe, but some of these sports that were massive in America, boxing ain't the same. Baseball is still huge, but it used to be number one. Now football has crept in there. Hockey used to be one of the big four. Now hockey's lower. And NBA, you better come on now, find a way to get everybody back engaged and compete.
Well, the NBA, you don't even have to go that far. I mean, their finals used to be on tape delay. That's how bad the league was. It went
That's
all
crazy
the way down.
to think. After the news,
and the sportscaster would say, all right, the NBA Finals Game 2 is about to come on, so if you don't want to know the score, turn away or turn the sound down. And that's what they used to do, and that's how bad the league was. So I've seen the NBA really bad, and then I saw it come back up, and they were lucky to get Bird and Magic. That saved the league.
And it carried right into Jordan.
I can remember hearing Howard Cosell, no lie, Howard Cosell speaking of sports on the radio, and he talked about this idea that 5 franchises were going to pull away from the NBA and start their own league. That's how bad it was. Like the Knicks, the Celtics, the Lakers, and it was like 5 or 6 teams. And I can remember listening to that because the league had fallen so bad. And it's bounced back, and like you said, it's been tremendous for a long time, but it's really lost its way, and they need to figure it out as soon as possible.
Figure out a way to right the ship for sure.